Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner and Arlene's Travels. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is it's all about carry-on bags. It's all about, and I'm not talking suitcases. I'm talking about carry-on bags that I have used for more like my personal item and a carry-on combined. And I will tell you why I do it that way when I'm going for a cruise especially. So let's just jump into this. Let's just get started. Thank you all, first of all, for all of you who have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it, to my channels. I appreciate it. I saw my numbers click up a little bit. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button and hitting the like and the notification bell. That way you'll never miss one of my videos. I really am trying to ramp up my travels here a little bit more. We are traveling coming this September, and I will bring you along as best I can on that. And we're going to talk packing, and we're going to do an Alaska wardrobe video coming up, and we have all kinds of stuff planned here. So, but today's video is all about the carry-on bags that I've used in the past, and let me explain why I don't usually take a rolling, like a 21-inch rolling carry-on with me. We usually take, for an Alaska cruise especially, because of the nature of the cruise. One, we take jackets. I mean, heavier jackets. Like I take a rain jacket with a fleece, it reverses to a fleece side, and it has a hood, and it's kind of bulkier than, you know, I normally would take. I take a sweatshirt or two. I take, you know, sneakers where I might not take them on a Caribbean cruise. I might throw in sandals instead of sneakers, you know. So just the nature of packing for an Alaska cruise, I feel, is a little bit more arduous than, say, a Caribbean cruise is. So what Chris and I tend to do is, and again, I am not here to be a minimalist. I'm not here to say, pack everything in a carry-on and try to do it that way. That is not who I am, you guys, and I will never be here to talk to you about that. I can't imagine anyway. But what we do take and what we can handle, and no more than we can handle too, going through the airports and so on. So what we take are two 28-inch spinners, one for him, one for me. And then we usually take a 24-inch spinner as well for any overflow. For those jackets, it is definitely not packed to the brim. I like to have some room for souvenirs when I come home from Alaska and that type of thing. I would rather take 3 bags and have all 3 be about 44, 45 pounds. Well, the 2 big ones and then the 24 inches, usually around 35 pounds, and give myself a little bit of wiggle room. We have no problem getting those 3 bags to registration there at the airport. We hand them over, and then what I'm left with are these bags that I'm going to talk to you about. One of these bags that I'm going to talk to you about today. This is the way we've always done it ever since we started cruising. We normally take 3, very rarely do we only take 2 bags, just because we like that little bit of wiggle room. We normally have to travel to the West Coast. We always go a night before our cruise is to embark, and I highly encourage any of you who are getting ready to take a cruise, especially right now with the way the airlines are canceling and rescheduling and all kinds of stuff. I highly encourage you to get a hotel room the night before you are to embark. Some people are even doing 2 nights before, and I think that's perfectly fine. Chris and I are scheduled for the night before, and I'm hoping and praying that our flights go off without a hitch. We are flying out of Richmond International, which is a good place to fly out of, and then we fly into Dallas. That's where I'm worried. Dallas to LA is where, or to Vancouver is where I kind of worry about. But anyway, regardless of all that, let's get started here. First of all, I wanted to talk about I'm going to go through some bags, and then I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hone in on a bag, and I'm going to show you what is my favorite bag of all of these to use. First bag I'm going to show you is the most expensive bag. And this bag is a bag that Chris got me as a gift one year, as a gift. Let me turn my camera here real quick and just show you. This is it. It's a Ted Stevens rolling, but it's not a spinner. It's just, you know, you have to tilt it to roll it. This is a rolling carry-on. This is not like a 21-inch, you know, what your typical rolling carry-on would be that, you know, most people put above the, you know, above your seats. This can actually fit, if you lay it down, it can fit underneath the seat in front of you. And I love this bag. This is the bag I took to, oh my goodness, I can't even remember. This may have been the bag I took to Australia because I wanted a little bit more room. This is a lovely, lovely bag. This bag was well over $200. And Chris got me this bag when it was on sale on Amazon, I believe. And, but it is a pricey bag, but it's very well made, and I'm going to show you everything in it. But I had to have an extra sleeve for my computer for this. And actually, as expensive as this bag is, this is not my favorite. In fact, it might be my least favorite. And I hate to say that because I asked for a rolling carry-on like this. I asked for this bag. And Chris, bless his heart, he found it. And I thought, and I think it's beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous bag. It comes in different colors. I don't know whether I can find any to link for you. If I can on Amazon, I will. But it is, I'm not going to link it at full price, you guys. It's just crazy expensive. So I don't even know whether they make this anymore. But obviously they have a telescoping arm, as you can see. And the telescoping arm is even in like a rose gold color to match the bag. And that kind of seeds down in the back, but it certainly doesn't disappear, you know. And then you really only have, this unsnaps and gives you the two handles. And then you only really have one big cavernous inside. And look at the pink, isn't that pretty? It is beautiful. It's a beautiful bag. Don't y'all get me wrong. But it just did not work as well as some of the other bags I'm going to show you. It did have a zipper in the back there, as you can see. Oops. And then it had two pockets in the front. It doesn't have anywhere to like put a drink, you know, put a water bottle. It doesn't have any side pockets to put a water bottle. It doesn't have like a pocket you could slide your phone into, you know. So it just, it gave me more room in one respect, but it gave me less room in another respect, you know? And I'm just being honest. I'm just giving an honest review. It does have one zipper part in the front, and that's just one zipper that goes all the way down to here, you know. And it is a beautiful bag. Don't you get me wrong for a second. And I may use it again, I don't know. But it would not be on a long haul flight. It would be on a, probably on a flight where I didn't take that third suitcase, you know, where if I wanted to put a little bit more in here, like my cosmetic bag or something like that, pair of shoes, that kind of thing. But anyway, so as pretty as this is, and as expensive as it was, now, other things I wanted to show you that I normally do not use for my carry-on, but I've seen other people use are two different bags. First one is a tote bag. Now I'm going to show you a Vera tote bag that I love and that I just got from the Vera Bradley online outlet center. And by the way, all of these bags that I'm showing you are definitely carry-on compliant. They are definitely carry-on compliant. I wanted to be sure you knew that. This is a big tote bag, and this is a Vera Bradley tote bag, and this is one I just got, as I said, from the online outlet. I love this bag. I could fit everything that I need in this bag, but I'd have to carry it over my shoulder. Although nowadays I do wheelchair assistance, if you can believe it, through the airport because I've got a bum knee, you guys. So really, I could pull one of these bags if I used a roll-on. You know, I could pull it with the wheelchair, or I could just set this in my lap, obviously. So this would work beautifully. This bag has 3 pockets inside, and it also has on each side, 3 pockets on each side. Only thing is, this does not have any kind of side pocket to put a drink in. but it is pretty and it is durable. And this also, so that's one, a nice tote bag would work. And it doesn't have to be Vera. It can be, they have beautiful leather bags that you could double, let's say, or you could get a tote bag that you could double for your beach bag, for instance, and use it as your carry-on bag. You know, do double duty for some of these things, you know, so that you can get it there, unpack it, and then use it for your beach bag or your pool bag or whatever, you know. So that's a good bag to use if you want to go that route. The other bag that I always take with me, but very rarely use as a carry-on going, but do use as a carry-on coming home, is this bag. And again, this is carry-on compliant, and this is called the Vera Bradley Weekender bag. This is one of my very favorite bags for weekend trips, to take, and I pack this bag, or you could pack a tote bag in my checked baggage, because when you disembark from a cruise, unless you carry your own luggage off, which we don't, because you know, it's a struggle for me to get all these suitcases and everything off and down gangplanks and then up hills, wherever I need to get it to. We've always chosen to do a transfer to the airport. We normally always leave the day of disembarkation. So what I do is I pack a bag like this in my checked luggage going. And I do want to show you this bag. This is a lovely bag. It has a zipper compartment in the front, all the way across. Shoes, curling irons, oh my goodness, any number of things, you know, can fit in there. And then it does have a telescoping handle on the back, so you can put it over your suitcase when you go to your checked luggage and you get it, or you know, or your carry-on if you want to slide it down over the telescoping arm of one of the rolling carry-ons. It's got a cavernous inside, but it has mesh pockets, one there, and two on the other side. And you can fit tons of stuff in here. I am telling you, tons of stuff. It comes with a shoulder strap, and it also has two, so you can just carry it at your side. This is one of my very favorite, most functional bags for the trip home. Now I want to tell you about my very favorite bag, and I've had several through the years. For those of you who've been following me, you know I used to have a black paisley bag with my initial on it. That did not have a sleeve in it for my computer though. So I had to take an extra sleeve for my computer in that one. Then I used this one for a while, and this is the same kind of backpack as the one I have and use and have been using for the last year or so. But this is the one that I will be taking on my cruise in September, and the one that is just my very favorite. This is a Vera Bradley Campus backpack. I think they call it a campus backpack because it does have a computer sleeve in the back. This is padded on both sides, and it does, and my 15-inch laptop, Apple MacBook Pro, fits right down in here, and it's just lovely. So it has that compartment. It has, let me show you the outside first. It has a telescoping sleeve in the back that again you can put over your rolling luggage. It has drink pockets on both sides. Lovely. It has two pockets in the front, one there and then one behind it here. We are going to go through what I put in my backpack too here in a second. It's got a secret compartment kind of back here where you can slide your phone or your passport or whatever It goes all the way across. It goes all the way across the bag. There's my fingers there. It goes all the way across, and it goes about up to there. And then down to the bottom, right there. So this is kind of a little secret side zipper there. And then it's got one big compartment in the middle. And it's got 2 pockets in the back. And I will go through what I have in here now. Woo! I forgot to bring my passport over here. But I will show you, I've ordered a new passport cover, so I will show you that when it comes in. But of course, one thing you need in your carry-on is your passport. And along with your passport, you need your COVID vaccine card in order to travel right now. I would not travel without either, even though you can come back to the United States without having to take a test. You know, now we still have to test. We have to be vaccinated, fully vaccinated, not boosted yet, but we have to be fully vaccinated in order to get on our cruise ship. And we did have to test up until a couple of weeks ago to fly home to the United States, but they finally took that away. So we don't have to test for COVID to come home. As it is, we've hooked on a Pacific wine country cruise onto the back of the Alaska cruise. So we are actually cruising back into the United States. So we would not have had to take a test that we know of anyway, because you could have entered by water or by land, but not by air. But then they took the air away. So now you can enter anyway. Okay, so we're staying, in other words, we're doing a 12-day Vancouver round trip, and then we're staying on and doing a 7-day Pacific wine country, you know, and disembarking in LA. So anyway, all right, let me go through this bag. The very front pocket, ta-da, I have a mask. I don't know. They gave this to us when we were leaving and on the cruise ship, and we absolutely love this. So I'm keeping this in my backpack just in case. You never know when you're going to get diverted someplace that needs to, where you need a mask, whatever. I'm not going to go without my masks. Not with the way things are fluctuating and changing. I'm just not going to do it. So that's in the very front pocket. That's also where I'll put my passport and my vaccine card. Also global entry or TSA pre-check. Let me talk to you about either one of those. It's probably a little bit too late. Maybe not. It depends on when you're going. For the Alaska season, it's probably too late to get your global entry. Although I did read one lady who was very tenacious and didn't manage to get her global entry before her trip this year. But it's usually a little bit longer of a process to get your global entry. Global entry includes TSA pre-check. TSA pre-check is just for the United States. They do you have your fingerprints taken. They do a background check on you. They make sure you're not a criminal. And so when you get to the airport, you can get into the TSA pre-check line. You don't have to take your shoes off. You don't have to take your computer out. They'll hand you a card after you show your passport and everything, or your license if it's a domestic flight. And they hand you a card to say your TSA pre-check, and you've been in a separate line. You just go through the machine, and you're through. And it's bing, bang, thank you, ma'am, not long lines. And then if you're traveling globally, there is something called global entry. And for instance, we will be traveling into Vancouver. It doesn't have anything to do with when you come in, but if we were going to be flying out of Vancouver, when we flew out of Australia, when we flew out of any other foreign country, oh boy, you can avoid all of those long lines. Just bypass them. Go to the global entry line, which includes TSA pre-check, and you just zip right through. I will try to remember to give you a link for TSA pre-check and global entry, and you can read about it. I don't want to take up too much time here. But obviously you need your travel, your passport. Also too, I would highly recommend, even though they say you can take an enhanced driver's license to do a closed loop cruise, in other words, from Seattle to Seattle, you're still stopping in Canada. They still require a passport book in some countries to fly home. Canada and Mexico, I think, have a handshake with the United States where you can use an enhanced driver's license, but y'all, I really wouldn't take too many chances. I want my passport book. I want the best I can get And I want to take the time to go ahead and get the passport book. I think that's super important. That's just my opinion. But I think you just never know, again, where you're going to get diverted to when you might need your passport book, not just an enhanced driver's license, but a passport book, you know? Again, these are all my opinions, and I'm not here to cause, you know, to have an argument with anybody or to have a debate. These are just my opinions and what I suggest and encourage you to do after all the years I've been traveling and cruising. I am 60 now. I said that in my other video. Proud of that. I'm proud to be 60. Get a little drink. My throat is a little dry. Okay, let's go through the rest of this bag here and see what kind of stuff I take in my carry-on. Of course, even though I have TSA pre-check, I still put my liquids in a Ziploc bag. They have to be 3 ounces. You can look up that, you know, the liquid rule for TSA online and find out what you can take. So I always have a Ziploc bag. Even though they rarely make me take it out, I'd still do it just in case. So there's that. I also have remember I showed you my medallions the other day. I keep my medallions with me in my carry-on because I want to be sure to have my medallion when I get on the ship, you know, and for some reason, if my luggage has been delayed or something like that, if I've been separated from it, I want to be sure to have my medallion. And I usually take a new notepad and pencil and pens because you just never know if you might need them. Tissues, I usually take some tissues. Pocket. I usually will take, if I don't want to use my passport book, which I probably will just use my passport book and not take a wallet. I'm not going to need a wallet while I'm in Alaska. I will have my crossbody purses, so I will use those if I go on shore, if I go somewhere without Chris, who has a credit card with him all the time, you know. I take a cosmetic bag. Of course, it matches. And in this, I put, Kristen gave me this care package for Christmas one year. And in this care package is like a Wet Ones and a chapstick and a Crest and Scope No Water Needed for breath freshener, for little toothpaste and mouthwash all together in one. You could just swirl it. And then a couple of little toothpicks in their own little case. So she made up this care package that was a stocking stuffer for me one Christmas. So I always keep that with me in here. And an extra travel toothbrush, excuse me. Tissues, more tissues. Some shout out pads. You know, just in case you're eating and you get something on you, you can wipe it up there. And that is it for this one. Then I take another, I don't have this bag in here with me. I take another Vera bag that holds all of my cords. Computer charger, it holds my charging cables. So I use another cosmetic bag to put my cords in. Then I have a pencil case. Invariably, I've always got more people asking me for pens and whatnot. So I always take a bunch. And this one is Arlen's Country Craft Corner. Look at that. Ordered something from Shutterfly and was able to get that. Or I got it from where I got my cards from. I think that's where I got it. So Arlen's Country Craft Corner. And then just other pens, you know, to use for my crossword puzzle book. I have a crossword puzzle book, and I love these Easy as Pie crosswords. Now, I'm no dummy, but I don't like my brain to be taxed too much either. But yet I like to have it synapsing, you know? So I love these little things. I can go through these things. And you'd be surprised, I even get, you know, caught up or stuck on some of them. I also give them out to, that's my dad's handwriting. I give them out to my dad here at Thanksgiving and whatnot. And he does them too. So I have one of these all the time in here. Then I have a glasses case, usually for an extra pair of reading glasses. I usually put my sunglasses in here also. Chris just ordered me a pair of Apple Earpods. I can't wait to get them. I'm going to get me some audiobooks to listen to on the way to Alaska this time. But what I did then I have another pair of Earpods that are not as nice as the Apples. They're not as comfortable, but are Bluetooth as well. These I've had for years and years. But the ones I took with me on the on the airplane last time were these, but you needed earphones to plug in. So I highly recommend that you get yourself earphones if you don't want to use theirs. Usually, did they bring us? They did not the last time on our flight. They did not bring us, give us the option of using their earphones. They did not do that. So you might want to invest in a cheap pair of earphones just in case you need to plug in to watch the little TVs that are in the back of the airplane seats, So just a thought for you there, because I had the wrong ones. So I thank goodness I had my Kindle when I read, but still sometimes I like to watch the TV shows. If they usually have some movies on there that I haven't seen before and so on. So anyway, then the last thing I carry with me is, well, there's two other things. First thing is I will usually take a cube. Now this is a packing cube. This is a Vera packing cube. These are not what I normally use. I just have one of these. This is a compression cube. And we are going to talk packing tips and tricks in our next video. But I will take a change of underwear, a top. Normally I don't worry about the bottoms too much, but I do, I will take, like I say, a new pair of panties, a new top, and possibly a bra, and put them in here and just compress it down and put this in and if I can fit a pair of capris or something like that, I'll put them in too and compress them down and put a cube in my carry-on too. Because especially nowadays, you just never know. I'll tell you the truth, Chris and I, the last time we flew, we actually took a 21-inch spinner each and put an outfit for each of us in each of our carry-ons. We separated the clothing out, so that if one suitcase got lost, we didn't lose all of our clothing. We kind of mixed up our cubes, and I'll get into that more in the next one. So I usually do take a cube. And this is a folder that I take on every cruise I go on. You can see there it says Alaska, what's it say? Alaska 12-day round trip Vancouver, September of 2022. And this is the holder of, right now I have my hotel tickets in here, my airline flights, my travel summary, and those 2 pages. And then I have, we're doing Jaylene's whale watching, so I've got my receipt from Jaylene's in here. Excursion, I need to print off my excursions that we're doing from Princess and get those in here, and extra luggage tags. I can print them off now because we're 75 days out, so I can print out my luggage tags. So I will print them out and put in some extras in here, just in case for some reason one falls off of my suitcase in transit. So, and I'll talk more about that in the next video too. But I make a copy of my my vaccine card. I make a copy of my passport, of my license. I write my address down in here, make sure that I have all of that information in here. And, and we all probably keep them on our smartphones, right? Which I do too. I keep everything on my smartphone. But what if I lost my smartphone? What if my smartphone decided it didn't want to work one day? I want to have backups to my backups in my hard copy, you guys. I do my vacation protection in here too. At least the page where if we get stuck somewhere, I can call, I can get in touch with somebody, so I have their contact information. Any important paperwork, carry with you at all times, you guys. Also, too, I've heard people print, I don't take any prescription medication, but some people print out their prescriptions and have that at the ready. Think of any important paperwork that you want to be able to put your hands on in a moment's notice. Put in this little, and these folders I have linked in my Gadgets and Gizmos gift idea box on my Amazon storefront. that is my most valuable, other than my passport, you know, my most valuable thing that I have in my carry-on. So I normally also will take a external battery. This is what I'm using to keep my phone charged while I'm doing this video. I have it plugged in, and I usually stick this down right in the top pocket there with the cord sticking out of it, and I can charge my phone when I'm sitting in the airport. If I don't want to have to go and smush in with everybody else trying to charge their phone at the airport, you know, I can just charge it on my own. One of these, I have these linked in my box too, not one that looks like this, but they're black. They're a little better looking than this and not as big, but they'll do several charges of your phone, you know, and keep you charged. So I do that. I usually take an extra phone cord too. You know, it just, I try to be overly prepared, and I'm usually overly prepared, but I'd rather be overly prepared than underprepared, you guys. So, you know, I highly encourage you to really think about what you want to take. And, hey y'all, I'm morphing in here with a little bit more footage just to talk about two more things. I just realized that when we flew in January, they did not offer us pillows or blankets. I even asked for a little pillow, and they said they didn't have them to give out. Now, I don't know whether this is a COVID thing or whether it's a supply issue thing, or whether it's changed now. It may have changed by now. But I just wanted to mention a couple of things to y'all that I do sometimes take, and that is a neck roll, a neck pillow. This is old, obviously, and falling apart. I use this going to Australia, and it is, you know, it's really nice, and it gives you some place to lay your head. It's very soft, it stays shut, and it is lovely. I also just linked a My Pillow blanket in my Amazon storefront. That can be used as a blanket or unfurled, or I mean, it can be unfurled and used as a blanket, or rolled up or folded up kind of and used as a pillow. So I just wanted to mention those couple of things, that these longer haul flights, you know, can sometimes be arduous for us, and it's hard if we don't have our head to put, at least to rest your head on something. Even if you just take something to rest your head on it, you can get a little cat nap, you know, or something like that. Sometimes the backs of the airplane seats will roll around, but I'm tall. I'm a tall lady. I'm 5'8.5", but I'm short in the torso, and my head, you know, when you wrap the thing around my head, it's like up here. So it does me no good, you know. So to take a little neck pillow or something, and you could just, this has a little snappy thing that you can just tie it onto the handle, and it doesn't make it any heavier or any more arduous to take, and you have something nice with you that you can use if necessary. So anyway, all right, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Oh, and I'm kicking myself for not mentioning this in my my must-haves, but this is definitely one of my must-haves. And you could stick this, actually, you could stick this in your carry-on and have it with you, to have an extra outlet in your hotel room, to have it at the airport, actually, if you could find a place to plug in and then, you know, move away. But I always take a power strip, a non-surge protector power strip. Surge protectors usually have a on-off switch on them somewhere. This does not, and this is not a power or not a surge protector. That's important. Cruise ships will not allow surge protectors on their ships. They are fire hazards when they siphon on and off like that. But you can see this has 2 extra outlets, and then it has 3 USB ports. And I always take something like this on the cruise ship, because invariably there aren't enough outlets in the room, and you need extra outlets for charging and plugging whatever's in, you know. But anyway, I guess that's it. That's it for right now. I did want to mention that you can buy all of the little kits almost of travel sized. I got this for my dad last year, but this is like a TSA pre-check approved little kit. And this is for a man. It's got allspice, deodorant, shampoo, shaving cream, a scope, toothbrush, toothpaste, you know. everything that he would need. We flew to Florida last year. Ended up, he didn't need this because I ended up packing his attaché case in my suitcase. It would fit in my suitcase. So I ended up doing that, but so he didn't need this, but I can use this for this purpose. You know, I highly encourage you to buy something like this for your liquids instead of a Ziploc bag if you'd rather. This might catch any spills a little better than a Ziploc bag would. Throw this in your carry-on and you're good to go. If you want to use Ziploc bags, then certainly they sell all kinds of little kits like this. You know, you can get all kinds of different sizes, shapes, and for every need that you might have. They've got spray bottles. You know, you can put your shampoo, your conditioner, your makeup, your whatever you want in these little containers. As you can see, I've got a collection. I've been collecting through the years, and I just keep them in this one little case and grab as I need, you know? So, wanted to show you that. All right, I guess that's it. I guess that's all. I know when I turn off, I will probably remember something else I wanted to tell you, and see, I should have written a list. But I think I got everything. I think I've, you know, the most important things I think I got. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer any questions for you, and would be happy to try to explain anything further. So be sure to check out my Amazon link. I'll put the link for where you can find some of the things I put in my carry-ons, and there'll be links for the other, whatever bags I can put my hands on for you guys. All right. I'm going to close this one out and say this is another long one. Oh my goodness, I didn't think this one would be long, but it is. Oh, sorry. Anyway, all right, I'm going to shut it down and go into my final words and say thank y'all so much for stopping in here today. For those of you who might be struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around. And I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.